Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final episode of our Meet TIGS series, where I'll be going over the TIGS Scouting guide that we have created for you. So just to kind of show you where that is located. So as you download the TIGS folder from us, you'll have a bunch of different tabs here on and folders, as you can kind of see throughout. Obviously, this is the TIGS application. So when you load the TIGS application, this is what you'll see here. I'm already signed in to my admin account, so I can, use that and just click on it to log in quickly, log out, brings you back to this page. But where you'll find that TIGS Scouting guide is in this resources section here, and then you'll see this TIGS Scouting guide that we've created for you. So this is what it looks like. Just going to go through it quickly just to give you an overview of kind of what you're looking at when you take a look at our scouting guide, and go from there. So just going over the table of contents here, we have some introduction stuff from Keaton and I, the two developers. You have the basics to coding. We kind of go from easy to tough as you kind of go through the guide. So the basics starts us off, and then going into combination codes, directions, and then set types and setter calls, and then kind of going over the settings and defaults. And then at the very end, just to test your knowledge, we have a little section that allows you to check out the codes that we've generated and see if you can match those to the actual solutions on the final page there. So going through the introduction, I'm not going to read it all off, just talking a little bit about Keaton and I's philosophy, what our goal with TIGS is, obviously to generate a software that is accessible to most teams, especially teams with financial troubles or financial disparities compared to other teams. We are just looking to grow the game in general, and help new coaches, bring them up to speed with different analytics that they might not be used to, and help athletes in Canada in general just grow the game. And hopefully this later on will help our national program with getting good athletes, good statistics at younger ages. So that's kind of our motto, or what we care about. We just care about success in volleyball in Canada. So moving on, just going over the basics. So again, I'm not going to read these all off the screen here, but just key codes to note, just some basic stuff: home and away team, substitution, timeout, point for left team, point for right team, and combination codes. And then kind of going over and outlining the different skill codes, skill qualities, and the speeds here, and then just giving a couple examples at the bottom, different ratings. So U11S plus would be a home number 11 that serves a good serve. Or O5A double plus is, an opposition number 5 attacks a perfect attack, which is a kill. And then kind of at the bottom, you can see different ways that timeouts or substitutions are used there. So moving on to directions. The biggest thing with directions is this little graphic here. So you want to study this graphic, or kind of eventually know it off by heart. So zones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in these orders, and then there's quadrants A, B, C, D in each of the zones. This is a little bit different than your standard zones 1 through 6, which are the basic what you're taught in volleyball. This kind of goes through 1 through 9, gives it more a little bit more specific information. Just allows you to play around with where you want those endpoints to be from, let's say, attacks or serves, etc. So you can play around with this. Definitely want to memorize this. The one thing I will note is that you can make it as basic or as advanced as you want. So you can just do zones 1 through 6. You can do 1 through 9. You can do quadrants. You can take quadrants out. It just depends on how comfortable you are with the program. So moving on to set types. These are all the different set types here that we've came up with. You obviously have the ability to add more if you see fit. You can do that for the program, as I've outlined in an earlier episode. And then there's some more information here about different rules that we use with the TIGS defaults here. So you can take a look at that on your spare time. Definitely recommend going through this document in detail to get used to the program. Going into setter calls, again, not going to go into too much detail, but you will see here the different setter calls that we have, and you can obviously change these codes depending on what you want to see. But yeah, there's a little bit of instruction here, and then kind of an example with the setter calls code here. So lastly, I'm just going to go through some setting as default stuff. Again, this is all outlined in previous videos, but you can definitely see here. It just explains the defaults window and the settings window kind of in more detail. Maybe some things that I might have missed out on the video before, but you can take a look at like I said, on your own spare time and see what you're missing there. And then here you can test your knowledge, like I said. So we have 16 different codes that we've generated. And the goal here is to try and to test your knowledge and see if you've learned all the information in the document here. And you can go see maybe this is something that you need to brush up on as your different codes, or maybe you have it all figured out and you're ready to code a match. So you can test your knowledge there. I'm not going to show the solutions on the video, but you can definitely see the test your knowledge section here, and then the solutions are on the following page, page 9. So that's the overview of our scouting guide. This kind of ends our series number 1, which is our Meet TIGS series. We'll be coming out with a Setting Up TIGS series next, where we'll be looking at building seasons and teams, and maybe going into some more match setup for you there. So looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Hopefully this gave some good information about our TIGS software, and I'm hoping that you can then be ready to code a match soon. So looking forward to that.